All right, Coach. I know you got a couple quick.
Yeah, I wanted to congratulate obviously Coach Esch at only Wesleyan for to have a great career he had. It was incredible, and we've become good friends over the speaking tours, and it's been a lot of fun to be around for me. So I wish him well. And Coach Farley at Northern Iowa was a loved competing in the same league with him. He's an excellent football coach, and both men have a lot to be proud of when it comes to the legacy they leave behind. I want to wish them the best. And as I told each of them, hey, now every day's Saturday. Enjoy it. So, questions? You guys got something to start with, Mike? Yeah, any questions from me? Any questions from you guys? Yeah.
How many written us for me is developed into one hell of a quarterback. Is that how you guys rate him? I mean, he was good. Always a good kid, but he's a
Yeah, he's done really well, Ted. He keeps developing, and he's done it with some. He's been a little banged up the last couple weeks, and he's been able to fight through it, and shows his toughness. And he's not a big kid, not a giant guy, but he's a very good athlete, and he's really developed his ability to throw the football. His arm talent's really improved, and he's gotten stronger, and just done a good job with that. And having his legs are always nice to have because it makes you better up front, and protection wise, and then he can run the football and out of the running game. So, good player. He's having a heck of a season, and he's starting getting better and better every outing. So, hopefully, he keeps going that direction.
nice long drive. Your defense got a lot of rest in that second half.
Yeah, we really did. The first drive was really good, and so that was good, and won that middle eight, which is important, and then having right after halftime to have a drive like that, really, I think they had one possession on offense, and that and that really helped at the end of the game. And, our defense was in pretty good shape from a conditioning standpoint. Excuse me, I just had lunch. Sorry. What's that?
We labeled it as a Spack blue-collar offense.
That's us.
That drive.
Yeah, that's my kind of drive. A couple throws, but mostly inside runs.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
yeah.
Looks like you have to go against another offense with a running quarterback is a big part of it.
That's true. Dangerous guy. He's getting a lot better. He's a young player. We know a lot about him because of his where he's from, and we know he's a good player, good athlete, and fits what they do, and he makes them a lot better. So, he's from Jacksonville, Illinois. Yeah. He's done a really good job. He's a very similar player to the kid we saw at Youngstown. Very similar. Good player.
They've won 3 of their last 5. They were 1-4 going into that Murray State game. What turned things around for them?
I don't think there's any one thing. I just think they're getting better, Craig. I think it doesn't. It's not like a switch was flipped. I thought they played pretty well most of the year. It's just some of those plays that you didn't make in some of those close games that you lose or games that you lose, you start making them, and I think that's kind of been their mode of operation, I guess. They've just started to make some plays, and Coach Mallory's a defensive coach, and they're always pretty salty on defense, and they always play very, very hard, and they're very well coached, and so I think just they've gotten better and better and better throughout the season. I haven't really kept up with their injury situation, but they seem to be fairly healthy. It looks like they're very consistent with their starters, but maybe I'm not paying close attention enough. But I think that helps as well. And when you get in the Valley, you start this grind in the Valley football. Well, every Saturday is the same. It really is. It doesn't matter who you're playing. Every Saturday is the same. You're going to play in a playoff caliber kind of game, and I think your players get used to that. And I think they're a great example of that. And they're a good football team. They have good players and are well coached, and it's just a lot of pride, and they play hard. So that leads to, some wins, and they're doing well.
Running game's been pretty solid the last couple of weeks.
Mhm.
Barnhart now at left guard. Do you like how the offensive line has been blocked?
Yeah, I mean, that's another, John, it's another example of playing with the same guys over and over and over again. That's how you get better. When you have to start, shuffling guys in and out of the lineup all the time, you just don't get that, particularly offensively, because offensive football is about timing. A lot of it's about timing. And if you work with the same people every week, it'll tend to get better, and it has. And that's kind of settled down. That's what Mike has done for us. We found a guard that we think can help us win, and Mike has done a really good job. He's really earned his playing time, because he was on the scout team for 3-4 years almost, and was brought up late last season, and then has been there a whole season, and then now he's a starter. And he's a very strong kid. He's one of our better guys in the weight room. His weight room numbers are really good, and he's a big frame guy, but he can bend, and he's fairly athletic, which is good for a big guy. But he can bend his knees, and he can get himself in good position because he's a pretty good athlete for a guy that size. And he's got persistence, and he's kind of hung in there, and has gotten better and better and better. And now he's on the field full time. He's done a good job. So that's helped us a lot too, obviously.
In the age of the portal, his story's got to resonate with some of the younger guys that,
Yeah.
sometimes you just have to stick it through and not leave and go someplace else. You maybe
Correct. Well, I will correct you on one thing, and that he did come from Wyoming. He was at Wyoming, but it was kind of a, maybe I shouldn't have gone this way, far from home, what kind of thing, and he came home, but he's never left again. So I think he's more of a Illinois State kind of kid. He's if you just take a guy or a gal off the street here in Central Illinois, he is the consummate Illinois State student. And not talking about football or athletics. So he's a Central Illinois born and bred, hard worker, smart kid, and he's our kind of student here. So he has hung in there, and he could have easily walked away and not play football. So he didn't do that. He kept fighting, and he got our attention, and that was. You have to get our attention, and he's done that, and he's got his opportunities. He's made the most of it.
You got a lot of guys that have never played in Terre Haute before. 22 was the last time, so how do you prep the younger guys for that experience?
Well, we just we don't really worry about all that as much as we worry about our performance. And hey, we can't control the environment we're in, from a weather standpoint, from field conditions, what the facility's like, or what town it's in, and all that, or where it's at in the country. We can't really control that, and we just kind of focus on our performance and not worry about the surroundings, and worry about the guys in blue jerseys. So that's all you have to worry about.
Defensively, they really have quite a few kids back. They should be pretty decent on defense, and they are pretty good, you said.
No, they are good. They're always. I think they're always very.
Right.
The numbers can be deceiving sometimes, especially particularly defensively and sometimes offensive. But defensively, sometimes you can be deceiving. You can be on the field a lot or whatever. But they're always very, very salty and very formidable to try to block and move the ball on, because they play hard and they're tough, and they take after their head coach. He's a tough guy. He played major college football, and he comes from a football family, and I know his brothers very well, and knew his dad a little bit, but not as much as his brothers. But they're all the same. They're all great people and good players, and just really good coaches. So.
Some of the other brothers still in the business too?
I believe they are, yes. Yeah. I think one or two, both of them. I know Mike's in the NFL. I think I don't know if the other one is yet. Can't remember. But, yeah, he's been at big time places. He's been, both of them, all three. Anything else? Well, thanks for coming. Appreciate it.